Olympic thinking. We're going to talk about what we've learned from Olympic athletes and professional athletes and put it in such a way that you can use Olympic thinking for anything that you want to do or become in life. Let's get started. When we think of what we can learn from Olympic athletes and pro athletes, we've got great opportunities in an Olympic year to hear their stories. And their stories are so compelling because in many cases, these Olympic athletes that we see decided at a very young age. First of all, they got recognized for their talent. Second of all, they continued to develop their talent. And they knew instantly, based on their age, what year's Olympics they would fit into. So step number one is state what I want. State what I want. When's the last time you really did that and made it part of a way of thinking that motivates you and compels you to do the right thing? State what I want. An Olympic athlete doesn't say, well, I want to go to the Olympics. They don't say, well, I want to get my personal record. I want to get fifth place. I want to get a bronze medal. They always, I want to represent my country and I want to come home with the gold. They always want to come home with the gold. Think about how we as a country gather around the TV set. We found time to gather around the TV set to watch the Olympics. It becomes what's talked about during the day in our professions, in our jobs. It's just naturally, it spills out because their accomplishment is so remarkable. Well, that accomplishment started with this first step, which is state what you want. State it clearly. Give it a time goal, because anything that you want without a time to accomplish it is just a dream. It makes it real when you say, this is when I know I've hit the mark. So the next step is to select a coach. So many times in the Olympics and so many times in professional sports, you see these world-class athletes hiring and firing coaches along the way. In fact, one athlete that we studied, her name was Carrie Strug. She was a gymnast, Olympic gymnast. And her performance allowed our female gymnastics team to win the first gold medal ever by our women's gymnastics. She had hired and fired 4 different coaches since the last Olympics, 4 different coaches, and rehired one of them that wound up going with her to the Olympics. Now, she was already a world-class athlete. How important do you think she thought the right coach was? Because she knew she wasn't getting what she needed as an athlete. She was already world-class, already medaling in the world meets. But she wanted something more than that, and she knew the right coach with the right information and the right disciplines would help make her better in areas where she needed it. Not just say, good for you, you did great. So selecting a coach is really important. Now for us, we don't necessarily have to hire and fire coaches, but here's what we can do. A coach is someone that can see you not as a cheerleader. That's the clash I want to give you, the juxtaposition. You don't need a cheerleader. You kind of do, but they're not going to help you get where you want to go. What you need is a coach. A coach sees you for what you can become. A coach helps you get there. A coach doesn't just tell you, good job, good job, good job. They say, we need to work on this element, this small element, in order to be at our best. That's how important it can be. Now, sometimes it can be someone that we work with that coaches us. Sometimes it can be someone in our personal life that takes the time, or we select as a coach. We give them permission to coach us. Without permission, it doesn't work. We give that someone, it can be a guest, it can be a client, it can be any time, if we're looking for that right information. If you're enjoying the information that we're sharing, both Terry and myself, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you're notified anytime we put up some new information. We're here, we're excited, we want to share with you. Have a great day. When's the last time you stepped forward and said, I like what you do. I need your help. Will you coach me? I will be the best student you've ever had. That's kind of what it takes. There's no wiggle room when it comes to Olympic athletes. They're either getting better or they're not. They know when they look at the scores, they look at the times, they look at the points, all of those things. They know whether they're moving forward or whether they're not. They know if they're getting better and the coaching is worthwhile. Very, very important. All areas. Remember, this is how to think about anything you want to do or become. And that's over a process of time. So we're gonna do this. The third step is, what do I need to learn? What do I need to learn? I need a coach that's going to say, you do this, this, and this well, but boy, I'm concerned about your body position. I'm concerned about your eye contact. I'm concerned about the way you will eat off of anywhere in the house. There's disciplines that go with the things we dream about, the things we want to do. And a coach is going to be honest. They're not just going to blow you full of smoke. So you're going to identify. That's the first role of the coach and you, once you've selected them. Sit down, let's outline. If you're in hair, maybe you're a great hair cutter and you struggle with color. Maybe you're a great colorist and you're not that interested in hair cutting. Maybe you've been smitten by solutions for thinning hair and you're very much into extensions. How does a coach help me in those things? Help prop me up in the areas where I need help, where I need to get better if I'm going to get what I want. There's a lot of businesses that want to be the best in their area, the best in their town. Some want to be the best in the world. That doesn't happen by accident. No one who attends an Olympic Games just kind of wanders into that city and shows up and says, I'm an American and I can swim. I want to be on the swimming team. No, they came through a process of practice, a process of coaching, a process of hard work. Sometimes when we hear how many hours a day these athletes practice, it boggles our minds. We hear about working, maybe practicing 8 hours and having to work a part-time job so that they can eat. That's the kind of dedication sometimes that it takes if you want to really do or become something great.